There's nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful, a ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more
Ex-love, ex-tenderness. It is foolish of you to resurface to the loss. Not after all the damage you've suffered to get here. Some of it irreversible. Do you really?
You wouldn't like it if I told you what was back there. Why'd you think you had to bludgeon yourself into oblivion? Or did you not sense yourself?
Fear and apprehension. You should ask what's out there first.
There's this giant ball there. An evil apes. And the evil apes are juking it out on the ball. You're one of them. It's basically all just evil apes juking it out on a giant ball. Infinitesimally small. You can't even make out it's a ball when you're joking it out. It's that large. Vying for resources is just a stupid expression you picked up somewhere. The part of the presentation you want to take home with you is this. You have to beat the other evil apes in the face, or you lose. Yes, it is. And you drowned in that sadness a long time ago. You lost.
hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says "whirling in rags" on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door. This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You reach out to grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain. Doom comes over you. This is bad. For quite a long time, still ongoing. Finally, the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move, hoping it will keep you from dying. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you could still find the other one on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room. A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. Hot water sprays from the base. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lip. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul. A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping as you approach. He narrows his eye. If an assault were launched on this building right now, if the windows came crashing down and the whole world descended upon you, this man would hurl himself in death's way to save you. You are sure of this, but why?
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct.
You realize he is waiting for your name.
It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here? Then we should ask him for a run. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Okay, we'll have time for that after we take... Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, the body is...
This is the first time you detect a weariness in the lieutenant's voice. It is obvious he would have preferred...
Where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. And have you found anyone to be sweet to? You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? We're in the city of Revachol, dear. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen better days. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? Perhaps, dear, perhaps. But for now, it's just the spring of 51.
The lieutenant studies you, rubbing his chin. I'm beginning to suspect that you might indeed be completely adrift in this reality, thinks the lieutenant. How can it be that bad?
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, no. Nothing like that, dear. Revachol is a zone of control led by an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have almost no government of our own, and certainly not one who's horseback. Oh, dear. This is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter since the revolution. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best person to explain the big things to anyone.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. It has something to do with everything. I really don't know how to explain it better. Someone more educated in sweeping matters.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either. I'm a
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where you would find a wealthy person in Martinez. Of course, dear.
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic.
He simply nods. Passing along frivolous interdepartmental stereotypes is not usually his oeuvre. He regrets bringing it up.
What do you want to know? Maybe you can tell me what you do know. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word Lin. A security guard or worker of some sort hired by to find him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, there's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city. That's right. You mean like a brief? Do you want me? There's no reason. 3 days ago, the RCM. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. Okay then. Was there anything? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. Yes, it just so happens there's a beautiful blonde 19-year-old woman at the heart of this case. A rich one, in fact.
The weary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
Extremely.
It can still be an otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even. He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. That's good. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my later. Was there anything good?
No response. He just arches his brow.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
There is a sudden, harsh edge to his voice, like he's tired of hearing about your personal affairs.
Not a fan. It's just the name.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage.
Try work. The case at hand. It can... Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer. Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted? Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul, so was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting. You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière. That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster it.
Are they? They are
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
No.
The lieutenant nods.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook, and idle, we all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Good. Let's change the subject.
A man in his late 20s with a thin, unimpressive beard notices you.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
What? What is this? A joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been...
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do...
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you...
No, I only just got...
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I...
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No.
But you still know your way around.
Yes, I know where it's...
I didn't imply that. Detective. It's your turn.
Yes, yes. He means, do you have questions for me, like a police officer would? She went away because none of your business. Does she? Maybe she does. Maybe she pertains to the apocalypse. Sylvie is not here because I asked for her number. The dead body out back didn't help either, but it was mostly me. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. Behind this building, there's a courtyard. That's easy. See that door there? I don't know who killed him. I'm not the... What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him. No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria. That period of my life is over. Not every... I have 3 cafeterias.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume he means you owe him some money.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. Yes, it is.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange. That's cop 4. I haven't offered to pay because I don't have any money either.
You can't arrest me. I haven't done anything.
The words leave your mouth as if walking up the stairs. Everything is going fine until you reach them.
Oh, so apparently I'm a bitch now.
Sir, leash in your tongue.
The words nail the cafeteria manager to his place. Unmoving, he stares down at the counter with his cheeks red.
Officer, you need to contact your station. Ask your people for assistance with the money you owe this place. There is a shortwave rate.
I'm sorry, but I can't let him stay here if he doesn't pay. He's 3 days on the slip. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, he'll have to work this from home.
Okay. Let's go.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. In time or space? That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? A lot. A lot. For the room, drinks, and broken windows. A lot. A lot. Like what? I was rarely enjoying talking about the money you owe me. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry.
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do? Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook... What?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Excuse me?
She's uncomfortable. Maybe you should drop this line of questioning.
Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here. I don't know anything about that either.
Pig is a widely used term for members of the police.
No need to worry. We are not saying you did.
Okay. Well, I didn't. Since the street sign's messed up? Okay, what do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, the harbor gates, some shops and a bridge, just coast. It's just water. No, actually, oh, that.
She's relieved someone has come for it.
No problem. Me? I am just a gardener. I am working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. Well, as you already know, there's a corpse there, hanging from a...
Don't worry, miss. We are here to...
Thank you. Of course.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. Yes, not the whole...
We should find out who... We don't. We have to wait. They'll show...
Yes?
Hello again, sweetie.
Open. Are you interested in a new and exciting book? It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know? Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper...
There is stress and unease behind these words.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go... Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore.
Yes. Please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir. Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or...
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand... No such thing.
Anything else you want to... Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead. Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals. It's exciting to people, I guess. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head, yes. But that's like the same thing. Not really. Yes, sir. He's just a fictional character. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books. Oh, kings and... I think that's why people read...
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Annette's expression remains ever so helpful, but she doesn't say anything.
Okay. It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has... Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Those are unhappy books for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost. But then these are not very common. You can't... Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady... That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life. I guess, yes. People in books are always very interesting, especially the romance people. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I'm sure she can help out. Maybe some about other books?
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Because you usually aren't. I'm sorry, sir. I hope things get better soon.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar. This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. A thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and grays appear. Behind the water, around the large wooden building, you see chunks of sea ice gathered on the beach, and a small... This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 20. Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. The curtains on the display open. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet in the bay. In the ruin, it looks as if it was abandoned quite some time.
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out.
Welcome to crime, romance, and biography. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her? Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. God, I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life. She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for grant. It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been... Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more...
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy? Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves...
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wonderful board game. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children. Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, for playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost lousy auras there. I've heard they turn people into a cult and
An endless variety. There's also a large books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition mega setting supplements mod. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain rows and rows of Hyamdala blur your vision. You make out some type, maybe 100. Man from Hyamdal and the sages at the end of, not even close. Man from Hyamdal in hell. Man from Hyamdal and the forest of slaves. Man from Hyamdal under the lake. Man from Hyamdal, Hyamdal burning. There's even the Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hyamdala man, and so much nothing of interest. Only silence and the cosmic background pain radiation.
Oh, Man from Hyamdal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're all blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little amount. What does it matter? They're all the same. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyamdala Man.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
The shelf reads, biographies of famous people. Browsing through all the suddenly, high-speed love chronicles the romance next to Irv's life. Next to that,
I really must insist you buy one of the books. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. I would say The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important, a very influential. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the, perhaps for a layman, deep analysis.
Do her words seem vague and abstract?
Certainly, it's.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. This bookstore is not strictly about crime.
Sir, please. No browsing in that shelf. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police...
Amidst the various books, the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people, it serves platitudes, wholeness, unity, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself. The book features chapters on topics such... There's even a chapter on the ancient... Several maps have been attached. The maps look old and faded. You're up the north coast of a verdant island. To the east, rolling hills, Huron. You feel you're just west of Coal City, somewhere above Jamrock and close to Coal City. This large map displays Ozon. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou. On Caillou. The ocean breaks up connections to other worlds. You have little idea. Perhaps they are gods. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. Still, it's detailed.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez they're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. Old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was. From when some design students... They didn't get that far. For some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same crime fiction. These books, what's more, they not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. You see Dick Mullen on the job. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final case owner. Turns out he faked it to... Yes, the tragedy called. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very clear.
Oh, crime, robbery. You're a police officer, apparently.
You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eyes. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to...
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Thank you. Let's just talk about this.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered.
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the book.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. This Post Lavantorie mail collection box has been heavily vandalized. The box seems happy. Eat shit, pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mail collection box seems cathartic, thankful even. So do you. You shudder, then you swallow. The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bed.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man.
I'm trying to.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask No, you got this. There's the ball. You're the game.
See? Your munching and complaining have ruined my...
Ah, mon Dieu.
I hope you pass out from...
Shush. Ignore them. They don't know what they're doing. They're old. You are letting down yourself and the team. Get in the damn game or... Doesn't matter what team. Pick a team. Any team. The blue team. Your eyes on the ball, Dinky Winky.
Sure, officer. I am René Arnaud, and my specially abled partner here is Gaston Martin. How can we help you? Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game. I do. Fire from heavy artillery. Why what? Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists, call them what you like. They just chose a name to feel special. Senseless sentimentality. Sadly, no. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult. Because this place is a damn beach. Yes, Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds. This here is blood.
Blood ground. You got...
Don't get me. Damn right. The rest of this...
Well...
You don't even...
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
They're not. And I would have it instead. This is just what the commies want. Damn fris.
He slouches as he says that. It makes him smaller, admitting that.
A true king in both blood and mind. The suzerain is a... It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the... Unfortunately, I don't. In Martinez, the Union Cop is a pejorative term. I don't... If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a...
I have really...
Yes.
René. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this fine day? Oh, the goal is to throw you bull. As close... That's the cochonnet. Well, first, you draw a... Then... The players aim to throw their bulls as close to the... I could, but I'd rather not. You'll put that no...
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now? Hurry up then.
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all I know, really. No, officer.
Then help them.
I wish I could.
Respect.
I'm not.
Of course he's holding.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know Evrard. Oh, in many ways, yes. Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense.
Of course he's... I hate this socialist rabble.
Evrard.
What do you...
The old soul. There he stands. Proud, rigid.
Let's try not to get caught in a crossfire.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Writing work mostly. Oh, nothing.
Well, he tells his little penman
No, thank you. For being... Sure, officer. No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't...
The only one you have.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. You must have other business then?
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier do for you? Yes. The terrain here provides it. Yes. Why what? Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. Commies, communists, socialists, anarchists. Sadly, no. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women. This place is a damn beachhead, son. Yes. Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in '08. This here is Blood Ground.
Blood Ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough.
Damn right, son. The rest of the city got...
Well...
You don't even begin.
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
No, they don't. I would have preferred instead. This is just what the commies wanted. This one, it doesn't. That was 100 years ago. Ain't got nothing to do with anything. This was René the King. It's no use talking to you. You are still in Daddy's bowl.
Before you stands a vapor emanate. This must be the... In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a frequency tablet, the soft...
This is precinct...
Hello, Alice.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Lieutenant...
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. People don't have the money to have the...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Legally, no.
Words are not necessary to feel the lieutenant's discontent for the situation.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get... Yeah, go on. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Like Gart. You know women and their... That's where you step in. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster. What misogyny? I'm just telling things that you have to act, Lieutenant Love. Think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
No. What? Oh God.
What? What is it?
Call was dominated by the other party.
It's on. The love quest is on. Too late, everyone. It's on. Take it to Gart now.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in. Over.
A scrawny old man sits in a dusty cubicle, smoking, with a large white rectangle sewn on his vest.
10-4, what's your status? Over. 10-18, 10-20, over. State your message, sir. Over. Ten-9, repeat message, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-22 the captain. Oh.
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to...
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and laughs.
Oh god damn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station's gonna be dicked for this.
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation.
Mullen dicked us.
Ten-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this. Dick Mullen lost his badge.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost...
He lost his what now? His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Person was wondering if you found your...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I did.
New heights even for Captain...
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun, too.
Sergeant Person wants to know it.
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? No. It's gone. It's not fucking on you.
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over. Ten-1, you're breaking up. 10-9, come in, officer. Over. Come in, officer. 10-9, repeat message, please. Did you misplace your firearm? Over.
The silence is almost deafening after you flick off the...
That did not go well. I guess the important thing is that you followed protocol. Did we need anything else here?
A metallic drawer.
Take what you...
He's clearly the bribe useful for opening. The handles are long. It's robust. Lets you see the pull-out toolbox. Slides back into its...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel.
This is the Kupris Kinema, my motor carriage. You can use the toolbox, and the Kupris motorcar does provide most of our patrol vehicles, yes. Yes, sorry about that. The Kupris Kinema does have a...
He says it with very badly concealed pride. In the cabin, you see a set as you tap on the...
There's no use pressing the...
Translation. Alternative translation. The white suede feels luxurious.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer.
A simple little cadence.
From another planet. Hey there. You sure are, my man. It's the jam, my man. It's a traffic jam for the 8. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon... Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal and the tires, the oil and the fumes of mazout. Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole... So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in, or some pretty wild stuff. I've heard talk...
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing in, my man. Anything else? Us lorry drivers. Not my thing.
What's better than chasing transient pleasures? He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay the bosses, man. Makes sense. It sucks is what it does. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms, stuff like that. Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il-Moran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is, like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery? Neat. For carrying large quantities of cargo a long distance. These found tracksuits need to find their way to the kids. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise, not unless they've illegalized sports equipment.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Don't be a stranger.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from it. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make...
Silence. That your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple. You know that?
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular calmness.
Whatever you say, officers. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike. Apples. Yeah, apples.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest, you were bested.
It's about biological determination. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge, you know. You might want to change the topic. I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate. The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why. Go right ahead.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remains unchanged. But not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
It's not the most popular topic nowadays with the coalition in. I'm not the only. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by this. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced the problem. The damn keeps are showing a real good game. It's what the keeps of Boogie Street are going. It's true. Also, you need good. If we, the evening people, pull together, we can find.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi's stern expression remains un.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. Good. We're fighting for a cause here.
Right to...
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Might be time. I don't trust cops. Maybe you should ask them. We have families to...
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women. We came here to help.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were
given a job to do!
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. If the main gate's locked, and I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean like civilized folk.
It would be better for the neighborhood.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. When a bunch of ungrateful beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls held up by a belt. He ignores your question. Choosing silence is the answer. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Scott? A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to... Beats me. Gotta be bloody stupid. Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on... We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. I was just messing with you. Imagine. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife? You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss and are on a better footing with the organization.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, Policia. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that way.
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. I don't believe you. Post Levin, it wasn't. I'm doing much better. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Probably not. I wouldn't even know where to start with that. Much better here at the Harb. My friend, I respect the right to roam. I don't operate in that. Well, yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Then press the button, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure or you could convert to a Semini Supremacist worldview. Or, Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy is not yet, no. Sure.
Said before that you were down with racism. Was it meant in earnest, or were you just trying to win his confidence? I suppose that's a relief. Just be careful how often you avail yourself of this technique. A lie may be useful in the short term, but I have a way of catching up. And one more thing. As you've seen, these sorts of attitudes are quite common in Martinez. So I expect I've had this conversation enough times in my...
Body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial. What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend. This display of weakness may appeal to old...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
have succumbed to Al Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. Yes, Al Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. Correct, my small skull servant.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of jerking motions. You gave the world. You dominated. You will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
That is right. You should leave the stage of history. Bring your troops to the Seminine. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then to you. He lets out an audible.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailorite. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? I knew you would go straight for the vile
Yeah, I mean...
Yes, it would seem nonsensical.
Type B are the unheroic races. To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white. Pinkness is a race. The Koiko, the Revasholians.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
The revolution came to rabat. The revolution, enough of Tibet mediocrity. Those are a receding genetic pool has led them out on reprehensible street parades. The Vespertines and the other large overproduction of, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occidental, the Areopagites are sleep. The latter is perfected and adapting. To get Type B to an untrained pinkness, the Koiko, Revashol.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording?
The mysteries of the people of this planet are a tragedy that has played out countless times over. Like a fever dream of skin. The revolution came to... The revolution is enough of Tibet mediocrity. Those are a receding genetic pool. The Vespert, the other overproduct, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk. Occident, the indigenous people, the Areopagus, the latter is those are a receding genet. You know them, the mound.
Colorful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial.
The Vespert, the other overproduct, as proven by them. The Areopagus, the latter is tips. The F are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and lesser races like the mosquito. The mosquito is born sterile. Like then there is the Seminokoiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Seminokoiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile. This will never but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformity. You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not. You need to internalize what you have heard here today. Then return. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Revacholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease? Oh, don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race in Mr. Claire is a man. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your... Above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Offshoots of the Seminese people? I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to the South Island, right? We are the few. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir. No. I have heard about it on the radio. I'm from Courant. You have heard enough about our phylogenet.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
That will be the...
He will grant us 3 wishes.
Your pedomorphic friend has quick wits. A protruding occiput and an...
The lieutenant does not flinch.
You should keep him close. The racists are generally not... I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull. You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia. It is impossible to see. This leads me to conclude your racial heritage is...
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
There is nothing fun. I cannot possibly...
Things are busy enough. You're going to wait.
The hulking man oozes stark skepticism.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I'm trying to meet their fat.
I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these Right to work! It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side in this.
Pity. Let us work! Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a the driver has adorned his space with the back end of the cabin as a small perch to sleep.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. Likely, yes.
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III. But even by the standards of the Philippian kings, his own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. Stories have it, he called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, not just any nose candy though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, alleged cocaine. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him That's what the revolutionaries beneath the Cold War. The original, some years ago, the statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart. Like people in Philip III. Wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands and no response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. to say. Your vision is blurred and you're having cop habit. This isn't case-related, you think? No, these tracks are not interesting. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Please don't do that. Doorbells are not toys.
A single beep indicates that the line, you ring the doorbell. What an ominous name for a hair salon. All you hear is static. You ring the doorbell. You wait for a minute. Looks like someone has... You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if...
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you. It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care. Ever since I came to work here, it's been...
A spot of static overrides her words.
It's so nice to be able to finally meet again.
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. Another seagull passes.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call. Silence. No one's silence. Nothing happens after you. Silence. This button looks new, but...
This button looks new. It...
This trash container is locked. Well, it is a container. Maybe.
We could try using a pry bar. The one, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags. Well, it is a container. This trash container is locked. The fourth time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending. There's a creaking sound as the pry bar slips under the lid. You hang from it like a moron, huffing and puffing. Clearly the technique is wrong, but...
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
Got this.
If there ever was such a
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno!
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong.
shit coming up strong. That sounds good. Joyous, you should hang out with this kid and see what that drugs.
Yeah, Kuno!
Kuno's right.
The rake! You should throw
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. Fuck no! Kuno doesn't buy that shit. Fucking entrapment shit. The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got, huh? Show me what you got. Kuno's Kuno, pig. The fuck are you calling a third person?
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! Help! Pig's got Kuno!
Help! He's got the Kuno, help! Help! He's...
Escalate, Kuno!
Pig's in here, Kuno! Somebody, please! Help! Misters, help! He's flashing Kuno! He's showing his genitals! If you don't help Kuno now, he'll... No one? Kuno's doing this because he likes it, pig.
This is where Kuno establishes dominance over you.
Help! The pig's gag!
No!
The nearly psychopathic way they could slip in and out of the act implies
You put him up to this yourself when you decided to talk to him in the first place.
Listen to your friend. Kuno owns the fat ass. Help! The RCM is trying to fuck Kuno! Look.
for emphasis. A ghost is saying this. A shit.
I know you wanted to hit me. You got that I'm gonna fuck that Kuno up look that Kuno's dad gets. The murder look. The rage look. I know what you thought. I'm gonna fuck that Kuno. You're nothing.
Kuno turned you into his prince.
No, you're not. We can just leave.
Bitch, you're gonna be in this shit with Kuno forever.
Okay. Kuno is kind to his bitch. Ask your questions, but remember, this changes shit.
Click, 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 click.
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
If I were to want to waste my time, which I do not, I would ask them who he is, how he got there, and the usual.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the...
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows what you meant. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trying to make Kuno sing into the popo phone. Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. I don't know. Some fucking... Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis. Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
Your test...
Get lost,
The fuck about it? Your test.
Get lost!
Right, Pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. What do you want with it? Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, Pig. Yes, absolutely. Why the... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno. Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, Pig. Of course you do, fuck. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toe. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
There he still is. Inconspicuous pile of the roofing material. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an oak. That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching out. Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself. There he is, the old boy, the devil. You rascal, you. Let's celebrate right now by licking that stain off the counter. What happened, man? Get your drink on. A thin man is smoking below an exhaust. As you step in, it must be his name. A thin man is smoking below. As you step in, it must be his name. A thin man, as you step in, it must be his name. Garancy, Quebec. Sounds represent. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. The man ponders his cooking. He smiles. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes. He smiles. It's almost like music. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Eccentric. But okay, I suppose we could look into it. As Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it...
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why?
I thought as much.
Well, yes.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you. Prod at him and find out.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him.
Wonderful.
It is. It's wonderful.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel. God, does it mean you talked to her? What else did she say about me?
What else do you need? The man leans his hand.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I found it on the ground with a broken wing. I should have known. It was her way of telling me to piss off.
Or you broke the bird. It can also be that. I think Sylvie even. Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
No, it was her. She's off to ride that carousel you told me about. Cock carousel. I understand now. They ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now, let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment. On my own.
And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful? Another city.
Yes? What do you want to know? Good.
Hello again, sweetie.
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of taped viscera on the carpet, or the weird suitcase on the hat rack, or the potted plant dying in the corner. But it's all just too morbid to ignore. He nods.
And by that you mean crimes against humanity? I have no idea what that means.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. The blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to reach the tie now. This fan has 2 chain pull switches. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photo. The lights are off. The bed is cold and not particularly